Welcome yogis. Today's class is going to be a practice to embrace healing and find peace within the mind, body and the soul. We're going to jump right in. So we'll begin in Supta Baddha Konasana on our backs. So just slowly rolling all the way down, bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the sides. And just holding your elbows over your head, relaxing the shoulders down, closing the eyes. Just let the hips fall open. And taking 3 cleansing breaths, in through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. 2 more times. Just letting go a little more, 1 more time. And breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Feel your belly rise and fall. Lengthening the inhales and the exhales. And enjoying the space between the breaths. And taking a moment to acknowledge that you've carved this time out for yourself today. Being grateful for the breath that you have, for your mind and for your body. And simply letting go of any tension that you're holding on to. Just visualize it dissolving away on the exhales. Inhaling the present, exhaling the past, and not worrying about the future. And softly opening out your eyes, stretching out the legs, stretching out the arms, interlocking your fingers together, full body stretch. And releasing your arms to your sides. Lifting the right leg up towards the ceiling, trying to straighten out both legs, pressing the lower back down using your abs. Soften the shoulders, lengthening the back of your neck. Breathe. And then hugging the knee into your chest, working those shoulders down, just relax the shoulders away from the ears. Be mindful of what's happening in the left leg, just a slight engagement so the foot's not collapsing to the side. Notice if there's any tightness in your hips. We tend to hold all our emotional trauma in our hips. And then flexing those right toes, bring your arm on the inside of the knee and try to reach towards the outside of the foot to make your way into a half happy baby, pulling that knee down, working towards stacking that ankle over your knee in this right angle shape, pulling the toes back. Keep the left hip down, internally rotating your left thigh muscle inwards. Opening out the hip, deepening the breath, softening the space between the eyes so you're not frowning, smile. Holding for 2 more deep breaths. And letting the foot go, straightening out the leg. Lifting that left leg all the way up to the ceiling, lower back pressing down. And hold. Bending the knee as you hug the knee into your chest, moving the shoulders down, squeezing the knee towards you. Noticing which parts of the body are stretching, softening into the jaw. And taking as many cleansing breaths as you need to throughout the practice, inhaling through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. As soon as those negative thoughts start to pop into your mind, just take that cleansing breath and let it go. Half happy baby on the other side, flexing the toes, arm on the inside, holding the outside of the foot, pulling that knee down beside you, toes moving back towards over the head behind you. Feel the hip opening as you pull the knee down. Three more deep breaths. Releasing the foot, straightening out both legs, both palms pressing down, lower back pressing down. Lifting those legs all the way up to the ceiling with control. Happy baby, so full happy baby, knees out to the sides, both feet flexed, holding both feet on the outer edges of the feet, and then bending your elbows as you pull the knees down. Open out your hips. Slight tuck in the chin so the neck is still lengthening. Feel the spine pressing down into the mat. Noticing the sound of the breath. Try to breathe in and out through the nose throughout the practice unless your nose is blocked. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly and your chest. And then releasing both feet, bend the knees, grounding the feet down, toes facing forwards, reclined pigeon pose, right foot over the left thigh, flexing that right foot, taking your hands through the space between your thighs and either holding the back of your thigh or holding onto the shin and squeezing it in. Keep the foot flexed to protect the ankle and the knee, and focus on moving your right knee out to the side. Taking a moment to be grateful for the breath, be grateful for your body, and be grateful for your mind. Sometimes it can be hard to find things to be grateful for. It's a good place to start. And releasing the leg, changing sides, right foot over the left foot over the right thigh, either squeezing the back of the thigh or the shin in, moving that knee out to the side, flexing the left and the right toes, moving the shoulders down. Keep an opening in the chest. Softness in the eyes. Letting those thoughts come and pass without giving them your attention, without trying to fight them. Just let them come and go. Being a silent witness, not a participator. And releasing the legs, lowering the foot down, spinal twist. Just let the knees windscreen wipe over to one side And looking in the opposite direction, relaxing the arms to your sides. Holding the pose for 3 more deep and slow breaths, trying not to rush through them. And then with screen wiping your knees over to the other side. Three more deep breaths. And hugging both knees into your chest, squeezing them in. Holding the back of your thighs, tucking the chin, gently rocking yourself back and forwards until you rock all the way up to seated. Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees out to the sides, and just start to really open out your feet like a book, moving those knees down, lengthening the spine, holding onto the feet as you open them up, or the ankles, softening the shoulders back, draw the ribs in, moving the tailbone down, and take a cleansing breath. And then taking a nice deep breath in on the exhale, bending the elbows straight down towards your sides, moving the nose over the toes. Keep the length in your spine rather than rounding the shoulders just to get your forehead down. Taking your time, opening the chest, opening those feet as you open out the hips. Space between the chin and the chest. And accepting wherever you are in the pose, not comparing yourself to anyone else. You're on your own journey. And there is no destination. And slowly making your way up. Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Bending the right knee, so the knee is pointing straight towards me. Stepping that left foot over. Try to come onto the knife edge of both feet, but it's okay if you're very tight in the legs and the hips, you might have your foot resting down. Eventually you'll get your knees stacking over each other. Leveling out the feet and just holding onto the ankles as you lengthen the spine. Take a deep breath. And then reaching your left arm up towards the ceiling, bending your elbow, reaching the right arm behind you, try to interlock your fingers together or just moving the fingers towards each other. Pressing the back of your head into your arms, move the ribs in, level out the hips so both bum cheeks are down. Squeezing out the tension in your shoulders. Three more deep breaths. And then changing sides, releasing those hands. Make sure the top knee Now on the bottom, point the knees straight forward, knee in line with your hips, stepping that right foot over, working both hips down, feet up to the sides. Taking a deep breath, lengthening the spine and then reaching your left arm up. Your right arm up, bending the elbow, reaching behind you. Interlock those fingers or reach towards them. Space between your chin and your chest so you're not tucking the chin down. If you need to use a belt in this pose, you can. Three more deep breaths. And releasing your hands, crossing the legs. And then taking your right foot for cradle pose, flexing the foot. Try to place the foot into the elbow crease of your left arm. Take your right arm behind the knee, interlocking the fingers together, and then lengthening up your spine, leveling out the hips. Keep the foot flexed so that your foot isn't, the ankle's not collapsing in like that. Keep the ankles strong and straight. And then gently rocking side to side. A really great pose for the hips if you suffer with tight hips. And as you find stillness, gently releasing the hands, releasing the foot, changing sides, flexing the foot, placing it into the elbow crease, wrapping the arm around the knee, and then straightening out the back and the neck, flexing the toes, and then gently rocking side to side. And as you start to find your stillness, releasing the legs, crossing the legs, seated cat-cow. Hands on your knees. As you inhale, moving the shoulders back, lift the chest and the chin, arching the spine. As you exhale, round the shoulders, chin to chest, squeeze the air out. Inhale, opening the chest up, shoulders back. Exhale, round the spine, draw the chin in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, feel them moving apart. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And then making your way to a child's pose. Knees out to the sides, toes together, sinking your hips back, stretching the arms out, just sliding them away from you, relaxing the forehead down. Feel that gentle stretch in your shoulders and the hips. Take that cleansing breath. And just holding in this pose for 3 more deep breaths. And lifting the chest. Resting your hands down, wrists underneath your shoulders, tucking the toes, lifting the hips to downward facing dog. Working those heels down, stretching it out. Turning your armpits to face your toes, feet hip width apart, looking between the legs or the navel, spread your fingers, middle fingers facing forwards, engaging your quads, feel the kneecaps lifting up, moving the belly in and up towards the diaphragm. Spread those shoulder blades apart. Right leg back and up, 3-legged dog, straightening out the legs, pushing away from the mat, straighten the arms, level the shoulders. Up into your left toes, squeeze the knee in pigeon pose. So bring the knee towards your right wrist, lowering the shin down, the top of the foot down. Slide the back foot further back, untucking the toes. And you want to try to level out your hips so you're not collapsing down on the right side. Open the chest, check back to see that your left ankle is in line with your hip and the back foot isn't collapsing to the side. Press a little bit more weight onto the big toe side of the foot to keep that ankle straight. Sinking the hips down. The closer your heel is towards you, the easier the pose. When you want to start challenging yourself, you'll start to move the shin more parallel to the front of the mat. So just doing what you can without sacrificing that alignment in your hips. Keep them squared. Opening the chest. If you need to have blocks on either side of you for support, you can. Holding for 3 more deep breaths. Pressing the hands down, tuck the back toes, lifting the leg up, step back to your downward dog, work those heels down. Bending the knees if you need to keep your back straight, otherwise straightening out the legs. Left leg back and up, 3-legged dog. Breathe, look towards your right toes. Up into the right toes, squeeze the knee in towards your left wrist, lower the shin down, top of the foot down. Untuck the back toes, slide the foot back, leveling the hips. Deep breaths, open the chest. Gazing forwards. Weight on the big toe side of your back foot, the foot's not collapsing. Sinking those hips a little bit more down if you can. Three more deep breaths. Pressing the hands down, tucking the back toes, lifting the hips up to your down dog. Work those heels down. Up onto your toes. Bend the knees, looking forwards between the hands and just walking to the front of the mat. Hands on either side of the feet. Bend the knees if you need to keep, if you can't get your hands down. Otherwise, straighten out the legs, looking between the legs, engaging the quads, lifting the glutes up towards the ceiling, moving the forehead closer to the shins. Draw the belly in and up towards your diaphragm. And then relax the arms, just letting them hang loose as you slowly, one vertebra at a time, roll the spine all the way up to stand. And relaxing the shoulders back, your mountain pose, feet hip width apart, take a cleansing breath. Focusing on the space between your eyes, relax into that space. Take those deep breaths in and out through the nose. Grounding the feet. And then turning to face me. Opening the legs nice and wide. Engaging your quads. Feel the kneecaps lifting. Reaching your arms out to the side, softening the shoulders. Warrior 1. So for warrior one, turn your right toes out to the sides. Your back foot will be facing forwards and your arms will lift up, but you want your hips to be squared. So if you need to take the back foot and step it closer to the edge of the mat to get your hips to face side forward so they level, then that's what you can do. Otherwise, you can keep the foot where it was. Reaching your arms up, bend into that right knee. Try to get your knee over the front ankle. You don't want your knee to be passing the toes. Warrior one. Reaching the arms up, straightening the arms, palms facing each other. Draw the belly in. Breathe. Warrior two, open your arms out to the side. So you want your hips to be facing forwards, shoulders forwards, looking over those right fingertips, leveling out your arms. Notice if you can see the toes peeping over the knee. Breathe, moving the tailbone down, lengthening the neck. Sinking the hips a little lower, challenge yourself. Extended side angle, lowering that right hand down to the inside of the foot, reaching that left arm up and over your head. Keep the chest open, pushing the hips forward, shoulders back, looking up to the ceiling. If you need to have a block underneath your hand, you can for support. If you can't reach the ground yet, straighten out the top arm. Breathe. Straighten out the back leg. Triangle pose, straightening your front leg. You can have the hand resting on the leg, reaching the top arm straight up. Again, push the hips forward, shoulders back. If you lose your balance, look down, Trikonasana. Deep breaths. Half moon pose. Bending into your front leg, placing your right hand down, so just in front of the toes and to the side. Float the back leg up, flex the toes, open your hip out. And for this variation, we're going to straighten up the top arm on our sides. Breathe. Keep looking down if you're losing your balance. Focus on the hips opening, flexing the toes. You can look to the side if you'd like to start challenging yourself. Opening the chest a little more. Deepen the breath. Just doing what you can. Try to have fun with it. And lowering the leg down, arms out to the sides, cleansing breath. Changing sides, turning your left toes out to the sides. Warrior one pose. You can step the back foot slightly towards the mat if you need to. Square those hips, facing that left leg. Arms up. Open the chest. Level the shoulders, level the hips. Breathe. Sink the hips down. Stack the knee over the ankle, your front knee. Warrior two, open the arms out, hips forwards, shoulders forward, look over those left fingertips, level the arms. Most of us tend to lean forwards in warrior two, so make sure you're pulling back on your back arm to keep the torso straight rather than leaning out to the side. Extended side angle, lower the front arm down next to the foot, stacking the wrist under the shoulder. Top arm up and over the head, palm facing down, looking up towards the ceiling, straightening that back leg. Breathe. Resting whenever you need to. Triangle pose, reaching the arms straight up to the ceiling. Straightening out the front leg, so both legs are straight. Resting the arm down on the ankle, push the hips forward, keep your head in line with the front foot. Looking down or looking up. Open the chest. Top wrist is straight above your shoulder, so you don't want the wrist out to the side. Half moon pose. Taking your left hand, placing it just in front of the toes to the side. Lifting the back leg, open the hips, flex the toes. Straighten the top arm against your side. Holding this pose, so your back foot, you're trying to get it in line with the hip in the full pose. Looking down or looking to the side. Opening the chest. Straightening the standing leg. Breathe. And slowly lowering the foot down. Relax the arms and rolling the spine all the way up to stand. Take a cleansing breath as you get to the top. Palms into your chest. Inhale, reaching the arms up and back. Lift the chest, engage the glutes and the thighs. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. For halfway lift, you can slide the hands up the shins, leveling the shoulders with your hips as you move the shoulders back, lengthening the neck. Or you can have your hands resting down. So finding what feels good for you. Move the ribs in, tailbone down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Last time. Exhale. And inhale. And then on the exhale, hands down, stepping the feet back to a nice plank pose. Heels over your toes, shoulders over the wrists. Broaden out the chest, engage the glutes, engage the legs. Nice slow chaturanga, so shift your shoulders over the fingers using the toes. You can do this on your knees if it's a bit challenging. Chaturanga, bend the elbows and at your sides all the way down. Try to get your chest and hips to touch at the same time. Untuck the toes, tops of the feet pressing down, feet hip width apart. Inhale, cobra, pull the hands towards you. Exhale, down dog, tuck the toes, lift your hips up and back, work the heels down. Right leg back and up, breathe. Straightening the arms up onto your left toes, squeeze the knee in, lower the foot down, lower the back foot down, top of the back foot pressing down, your front foot's in between your hands. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, shift your weight back to a half split, so toes moving up. If your knees bent, it's okay. And then inhale, moving forwards. Exhale, moving back. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, back. Inhale, just rocking forwards. Exhale, back. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hold this half split. Dig the heel down. Drag it towards you. Level the hips. Resting your hands down on the mat or on blocks if you need to. Bending the elbows back. Moving the forehead closer towards the shin. Don't force it. While you keep pulling the heel towards you. Notice if your glutes are lower down onto the heel, you want to keep the space between your calf and the back thigh. And then rocking forwards, hands down either side of the foot. Tuck the back toes, step back to your downward facing dog. Take a cleansing breath. Left leg back and up, moving over to the other side. Looking towards the right toes. Up onto the toes, squeeze the knee and step the foot forwards between the hands, lower the back knee and the back foot. Taking a deep breath in, stack that front knee over your ankle. Exhale, shifting your weight back, half split, toes up, digging the heel, pulling it towards you. Inhale, rocking forwards. Exhale, back. Inhale, forwards. Sink the hips down. Exhale, back. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Hold your half split. Dig the heel down. Drag it towards you. Bend the elbows straight back behind you. Move the stomach in and up. Forehead moving towards the thigh. The shin. Stomach moving towards the thigh. Breathe. Shoulders back. And rocking forwards, tuck the back toes, step back to your down dog. Up onto the toes, bend the knees, look forward, walk or float to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up this time, arms straight next to the ears, straighten out the legs, engage the quads. Lengthen the spine, reaching the hands all the way up and back. Lift the chest. Exhale, palms together into the chest. Cleansing breath. And relaxing the arms, turning to face me. Legs nice and wide, but toes out to the side. Goddess pose. Drop those hips down. Knees over the ankles. Move the knees back. Thighs open. Fingers resting on the thighs, pointing down. Soften those shoulders. Keep that belly moving in and up. Deepen the breath. Holding for 3 more breaths. See if you can sink a little lower. Challenge yourself. Ninja squat. Reach the hands down, toes facing forwards. Straightening into your right leg, bending the left knee. So your toes are forward in a ninja squat. Sink the hips down. Deep breaths. Hold. And walking the hands over to the other side, hold. Coming back to center, toes still forwards. Weight to the outer edges of your feet, hands in line with your shoulders. Deep breath in as you exhale, bend the elbows straight back between the legs. Looking between the legs, lowering the top of the head down towards the mat. Lifting the glutes up towards the ceiling, engaging the quads. Deep breaths. Holding for 3 more breaths. And straightening the arms, heel toe, the feet close together for Malasana pose. So toes out to the side, sink those hips right down. If your heels are lifted, that's fine. Palms to the chest, use the knees or the triceps to open out the knees and the hips. Evening out the weight on your feet, fanning out the toes, shoulders back, chest open. Deep breaths. Three more breaths. Staff pose, release the knees, sitting down, straighten out your legs, flexing the toes, internally rotating those thigh muscles towards each other. Press your hands down on either side of you or center your shoulders, pushing down, engage the legs, engaging the chest, the arms. Imagine you're trying to push yourself off of the mat, so everything is engaged. Breathe, push the head back, keep the back nice and straight. And relax, turning to face me. Bending the left knee, straightening out the right leg to the side. Bringing that left heel towards you, flexing your right toes, and then walking your hands forward in a half butterfly pose. As you lower the chest down, keep the back straight, draw the belly in. Opening that leg nice and wide. Leveling out the shoulders and moving the forehead closer to the ground. Don't let the toes move forwards with you. Keep them pointing straight up to the ceiling. Crawling the fingers away from you. Three more breaths. And slowly walk those hands towards you as you change sides. Bending the right knee, straightening out the left leg, opening that leg nice and wide to the side. Flexing those toes and then walking those arms straight forwards. Relaxing into the pose, keep the toes pointing up. Another great hip opener. All of these hip openers and forward folds are incredible for helping with even stress, anxiety, healing and self-love. Emotional trauma. And acceptance. Slowly walking the hands towards you. Bringing your legs together, we're going to make our way onto our backs for Supta Baddha Konasana, but lying down. So you can roll all the way down into your back, then bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the side. And just placing one hand on your stomach, one hand on your chest. Making those adjustments to feel comfortable in the pose, closing the eyes. Softening all the muscles in the face, take a cleansing breath, really sigh it out. And do that as many times as you need to. You'll feel better for it. Just get rid of that negative energy. Let it go. And just breathe in those positive thoughts, positive energy, positive intentions. Everything that adds to your life instead of taking it away. Things that make you feel lighter. And feel your stomach and your chest rising and falling with the breath. Feeling that connection to the body, the breath and the mind as they unite. And as you softly open your eyes, spinal twist to one side. So you can either just let the knees fall to one side as we did in the beginning, or you can place the right foot over the left knee to deepen that twist, letting the knees fall to the side so your bottom foot will be on the top knee, or the inside of the top knee. And looking in the opposite direction, relaxing the shoulders. And releasing the foot as you move over to the other side, left foot over the right knee, shifting onto the side so it's more comfortable, and looking in the opposite direction. And releasing the knees, hugging both knees into the chest. Taking a cleansing breath, and as you let go for Shavasana, straightening out the legs, and the arms, palms facing up, relaxing the shoulders, closing the eyes, letting the fingers naturally curl. Taking another cleansing breath, and just allow yourself to relax. It's the trying that stops you. Enjoying the stillness of the pose, taking it all in. And simply being present, knowing that nothing else matters in this moment. Just let it all go. And you can stay here for as long as you like, or you can bring your hands together on your stomach and softly open the eyes. Hugging the knees into the chest. And taking your time to roll onto your side as you make your way up to seated. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in this practice today. Namaste.